welcome to another edition of winemastery.co.uk. We're here to tell you all about wine, particularly rosé, episode number 20, part 3, and John has already produced in part 1 and part 2 some excellent rosés for you to try, and we're now moving on to part 3, which is...
now, part 3. We have gone to Australia.
Australia?
Australia. And possibly one of the finest rosés I sell in the shop. In my humble opinion. It's the Skilligalee. Now, Skilligalee, they do produce some fantastic wines anyway, and their rosé is no exception whatsoever. Now, this is their Cabernet and Malbec blend. Now, do you remember we tasted the Malbec?
Yes.
It wasn't so long ago as well.
Was it episode number... was it the last episode?
Was it the last episode? No, I think it was the episode before.
Okay, so episode 8.
Oh, it could have been. But we'll not argue about that.
We'll not argue about that.
No. But it was, if I remember right, it was a Malbec that I had not tried for a long time, and I found absolutely stunning.
You did. It reignited.
Yeah, my love for the Malbec.
Yeah, you did.
And why wouldn't it? It's just delicious. So anyway, so going on now, our Australia, we've gone to a blend, because what we had first was the Zinfandel. Oh, what a gentleman you are! Our first one was the Zinfandel, which was probably what you would expect from a rosé, which was their very kind of sweeter version, about 9% alcohol. So obviously kept a lot of the sugars in there. And then we went to the Cabernet Sauvignon, just the single varietal there, which had that kind of jamminess, which was expected and worked very, very well. But obviously up in the alcohol because it was much drier. We've now gone to the Skilligalee, which is the same amount of alcohol. I just had to double check there. It's 13.5, but it's a blend. And I find this really magic, you know, having a rosé that is, you know, a single varietal, that's interesting. But then actually blending them, it's magic. It's something, I don't know who decided to do that,
no.
But I like the idea. Again, not overly dark, and again, we don't really want it to be overly dark, but this, no.
Do you know if they blend the grapes before they squash them, or they blend the two juices, so to speak, or whatever it's called?
I imagine they blend them afterwards, It'll be an afterwards thing, to get the kind of...
so they can control the mix better.
Yeah, and you generally find whichever is noted on the bottle first tends to be the predominant grape. It doesn't always tell you the kind of ratio, but usually like this is Cabernet Malbec, so there should be predominantly Cabernet in there, and then a small amount of Malbec. And that goes with any wines which are blended.
Okay.
So
the nose.
Now that for me is more on the cherry side. That's definitely got that cherry in there.
And jammy.
It's that jammy, but again, we are combining the kind of two grapes. So the jamminess, which you usually kind of get from your Cabernet. That almost has like for me that the cherry, it's almost like an obvious one, like, you know, tunes. Remember those tunes, those sweeters you had?
Yeah.
It's that kind of cherry smell I'm getting from that. Make you breathe more
Do they
easily.
still make tunes?
I don't know.
Oh, do they still make tunes?
Right in, let us know.
Yes.
Oh. Right, I'm going to have a go at this one, because I now, it wasn't long ago I did try this, and I remember how good it was. I'll see what I mean there. The cherry does come through massively.
That's nice.
That's predominantly, yeah. When you, like I described, it's a weighty wine, if you know what I mean. It's still got, there's a good kind of, in your mouth there, it's got a good mouth feel. You know there's something there. It's got a lot of power of flavour. But again, it's light. It's not that amount of flavour you would not expect from a white wine, if you know what I mean. But putting into that rosé, it makes it less heavy. I don't know if I'm just...
My palate not being as experienced as yours, if you were to give me 2 glasses, one and just give me this, I would probably think this was a light red.
Yeah. Like on a blind tasting, if you went to see that, I know exactly what you mean. You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But it's the lack of tannins in there. I mean, the acidity's there nicely, but it is that power. And again, it's not overbearing. So this is that kind of that I was saying, you know, earlier with our other roses, that warm summer weather. You don't want something too heavy, but you don't want the wishy-washy light stuff. Sort of saying wishy-washy, but this it's the best of both worlds.
So how does this compare cost-wise with the other part 1, part 2 wines?
Well, part 1 was retails about £10-ish. Part 2 retails about £12.99. I will be honest, this is retailing about £15.
Okay.
But I mean, you can tell
Yes.
at £15. You
Yes, I hate it when I like expensive things. I hate it.
but, well, I know the feeling. But you would know if you were to put them back to back, you would know that was.
That's,
oh,
why,
what's the nice
that's why I
wine?
married my wife.
Oh yeah. You're getting smooth talker. Brownie points. I shouldn't even see this episode. Wasted. But no, that's.
That's what you mean. It's going to be a Christmas present.
There you go, dear.
DVD.
Signed, I expect. Ooh.
Very nice. That is.
It's a cherry
very
that comes through.
different.
Then it's that, which is unusual because with it being the Cabernet predominant grape in there, I would have expected the kind of that jamminess to come through first, but it wasn't. It was that kind of the cherry that hit it first, and then the kind of that jamminess that came through after, that kind of lip licking lushness, as I describe that. But again, as kind of as weighty as that is, you could still polish off a bottle of that,
Yes, you
and
could.
quite easy.
Yes. Yes. Especially as you say, you're outside and you're chatting in a lovely evening. You easily go down.
And again, at 13.5%, you know, it's quite I wouldn't say dangerous, but you know, you could knock through a fair whack of that.
So I mentioned the previous two, what we would eat with it. What would you eat anything with this?
Yeah, again, obviously, I think that'd sit lovely with the seafood again, chicken to take on, and again, the lighter meats. Again, it's never going to get into the heavier, kind of darker things, but your lamb, again, you'd be absolutely fine with pork. That'd take pork on handsomely. I mean, could you,
But it's delightful on its own.
yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, if you were doing a barbecue, as again, going down the stereotypical line, I don't think it's really going to be... I think it would hold its own against most things that you are going to put on there.
So sort of bangers and stuff. You think that?
Yeah, bangers,
sorry,
burgers.
bangers. The sausages for anyone that's outside the UK.
Yeah, and it would take a bit, depending on how well, I think that's where it comes out, how well the burger or the banger was cooked.
Yes. Yeah. And
But no, that would take on.
it is delicious. Well, that actually, I mean, I'm a rose, as I was explaining to John in between takes. I'm a rosé skeptic, and I've enjoyed all three of those. Probably, I like number one because it's significantly lower price than this.
That's the Yorkshire in you. But if you were to like blind test and you did another price and I said, here's these three wines, which one would you go for?
And I'm going to give you a bottle of which one you like best.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Not probably. I would.
Okay, well I think that's good then. So from not a rosé skeptic, as you said,
Yeah.
would you?
Consider buying a bottle.
Well, obviously I know that's okay. The Yorkshire shines from Yeah, that would be my... Well, I knew it would be my topic anyway, and I know out of all the roses we have, that one does really appeal to me. I've had it a few times, and I'd probably have a few more times.
Yeah, I think that for me, the problem with rosé for me is that I haven't managed to find all... there's a lot of other wines I like, red and white, and so choosing which one of those to have of an evening, adding rosé to it is just complicating it further. So
It's probably one of those things that you never would probably pick up off the shelf, is it? Because as you've just said there, you know what you're liking, but it's definitely worth delving into. I mean, as we just found out here, it's an interesting one. Now, part of my job, obviously, I do get to go out and try lots of different bits and pieces, so it's quite interesting for me. But no, I think it'd be good for you to have a little go. It's just something extra, and as I said, rosé has come a long way since back in the day, you know, the 90s, where it was just kind of a sweet rosé, that is all you could get, or you know, white Zinfandel, nothing more. People are experimenting, and especially this one, as I say, you know, a blend of grapes in a rosé. It's just beautiful. It works very well, so it might be worth a.
it might be.
little
I think I know families that do just sort of switch over, sort of around the summertime to rosé, and then go back to. They
Yeah.
could have like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So it's pity there's not a sort of full season wine really.
Let's see if we can find
Let's
one.
see if we can find one, yeah. Okay, excellent. Well, we're going to sign off here. Thank you very much, John. That was delicious. And we're going to have a quick episode 4 where we've just got one. We've got a question that's come in, so we'll answer that. And
No problem.
we did ask the question about what in Italy was.
Okay.
Yeah, so we think we found the answer to that. So we'll answer that as well. So let's see you in part 4. Cheers.
Chin chin.